What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? A. A government transmitter marking the amateur radio band edges. B. A bulletin sent by the FCC to announce a national emergency. C. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. D. A continuous transmission of weather information authorized in the amateur bands by the National Weather Service. C. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. What is the limitation for emissions on the frequencies between 219 and 220 MHz? A. Spread spectrum only. B. Fixed digital message forwarding systems only. C. Emergency traffic only. D. Fast scan television only. B. Fixed digital message forwarding systems only. What may result when correspondence from the FCC is returned as undeliverable because the grantee failed to provide and maintain a correct mailing address with the FCC? A. Fine or imprisonment. B. Revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. C. Require the licensee to be re-examined. D. Reduction of one rank in operator class. B. Revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. Under which of the following circumstances are amateur stations authorized to transmit signals related to broadcasting, program production, or news gathering, assuming no other means is available? A. Only where such communications directly relate to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. B. Only when broadcasting communications to or from the space shuttle. C. Only where non-commercial programming is gathered and supplied exclusively to the National Public Radio Network. D. Only when using amateur repeaters linked to the Internet. A. Only where such communications directly relate to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. When the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? A. All licensed amateurs who are present at the operation. B. Only the station licensee. C. Only the control operator. D. The control operator and the station licensee are equally responsible. D. The control operator and the station licensee are equally responsible. Which of the following is the requirement for the issuance of a club station license grant? A. The trustee must have an amateur extra-class operator license grant. B. The club must have at least 4 members. C. The club must be registered with the American Radio Relay League. D. All of these choices are correct. B. The club must have at least 4 members. What kind of communication is taking place when an amateur station is transmitting and receiving on the same frequency? A. Full duplex. B. Duplex. C. Simplex. D. Multiplex. C. Simplex. Which of the following describes a linked repeater network? A. A network of repeaters where signals received by one repeater are repeated by all the repeaters. B. A repeater with more than one receiver. C. Multiple repeaters with the same owner. D. A system of repeaters linked by APRS. A. A network of repeaters where signals received by one repeater are repeated by all the repeaters. What is meant by the term NCS, used in net operation? A. Nominal control system. B. Net control station. C. National Communications Standard. D. Normal Communications Syntax. B. Net control station. What antenna polarization is normally used for long-distance weak signal CW and SSB contacts using the VHF and UHF bands? A. Right-hand circular. B. Left-hand circular. C. Horizontal. D. Vertical. C. Horizontal. What is the approximate velocity of a radio wave as it travels through free space? A. 150,000 kilometers per second. B. 300 million meters per second. C. 300 million miles per hour. D. 150,000 miles per hour. B. 300 million meters per second. What mode is responsible for allowing over-the-horizon VHF and UHF communications to ranges of approximately 300 miles on a regular basis? A. Tropospheric scatter. B. D-layer diffraction. C. F2-layer diffraction. D. Faraday rotation. A. Tropospheric scatter. What must be considered to determine the minimum current capacity needed for a transceiver's power supply? A. Efficiency of the transmitter at full power output. B. Receiver and control circuit power. C. Power supply regulation and heat dissipation. D. All of these are correct. D. All of these are correct. What is the common meaning of the term repeater offset? A. The distance between the repeater's transmit and receive antennas. B. The time delay before the repeater timer resets. C. The difference between the repeater's transmit and receive frequencies. D. Matching the antenna impedance to the feed line impedance. C. The difference between the repeater's transmit and receive frequencies. What is the name for the flow of electrons in an electric circuit? A. Voltage. B. Resistance. C. Capacitance. D. Current. D. Current. How many volts are equal to 1 microvolt? A. 1 millionth of a volt. B. 1 million volts. C. 1000 kilovolts. D. 1 THOUSA and DTH of a volt. A. 1 millionth of a volt. What is the ability to store energy in a magnetic field called? A. Admittance. B. Capacitance. C. Resistance. D. Inductance. D. Inductance. What is the resistance of a circuit that draws 4 amperes from a 12-volt source? A. 3 ohms. B. 16 ohms. C. 48 ohms. D. 8 ohms. A. 3 ohms. What electrical parameter is controlled by a potentiometer? A. Inductance. B. Resistance. C. Capacitance. D. Field strength. B. Resistance. What does the abbreviation LED stand for? A. Low emission diode. B. Light emitting diode. C. Liquid emission detector. D. Long echo delay. B. Light emitting diode. What do the symbols on an electrical schematic represent? A. Electrical components. B. Logic states. C. Digital codes. D. Traffic nodes. A. Electrical components. Which of the following is commonly used as a visual indicator? A. LED. B. FET. C. Zener diode. D. Bipolar transistor. A. Lead. What is the name of a circuit that generates a signal at a specific frequency? A. Reactance modulator. B. Product detector. C. Low-pass filter. D. Oscillator. D. Oscillator. Which of the following can reduce overload to VHF transceiver from a nearby FM broadcast station? A. RF preamplifier. B. Double-shielded coaxial cable. C. Using headphones instead of the speaker. D. Band reject filter. D. Band reject filter. Which of the following is the most common cause for failure of coaxial cables? A. Moisture contamination. B. Gamma rays. C. The velocity factor exceeds 1.0. D. Overloading. A. Moisture contamination. Which of the following measurements are commonly made using a multimeter? A. SWR and RF power. B. Signal strength and noise. C. Impedance and reactance. D. Voltage and resistance. D. Voltage and resistance. Which of the following is a form of amplitude modulation? A. Spread spectrum. B. Packet radio. C. Single sideband. D. Phase shift keying PSK. C. Single sideband. What is a satellite beacon? A. The primary transmit antenna on the satellite. B. An indicator light that shows where to point your antenna. C. Reflective surface on the satellite. D. A transmission from a satellite that contains status information. D. A transmission from a satellite that contains status information. What operating activity involves contacting as many stations as possible during a specified period? A. Contesting. B. Net operations. C. Public service events. D. Simulated emergency exercises. A. Contesting. What does the term APRS mean? A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. B. Associated Public Radio Station. C. Auto Planning Radio Setup. D. Advanced Polar Radio System. A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. What type of antennas are the quad, Yagi, and dish? A. Non-resonant antennas. B. Log periodic antennas. C. Directional antennas. D. Isotropic antennas. C. Directional antennas. Which of the following is true of PL259 type coax connectors? A. They are preferred for microwave operation. B. They are watertight. C. They are commonly used at HF frequencies. D. They are a bayonet type connector. C. They are commonly used at HF frequencies. What health hazard is presented by electrical current flowing through the body? A. It may cause injury by heating tissue. B. It may disrupt the electrical functions of cells. C. It may cause involuntary muscle contractions. D. All of these choices are correct. D. All of these choices are correct. What is the purpose of a safety wire through a turnbuckle used to tension guy lines? A. Secure the guy if the turnbuckle breaks. B. Prevent loosening of the guy line from vibration. C. Prevent theft or vandalism. D. Deter unauthorized climbing of the tower. B. Prevent loosening of the guy line from vibration. What is the definition of duty cycle during the averaging time for RF exposure? A. The difference between the lowest power output and the highest power output of a transmitter. B. The difference between the PEP and average power output of a transmitter. C. The percentage of time that a transmitter is transmitting. D. The percentage of time that a transmitter is not transmitting. C. The percentage of time that a transmitter is transmitting.